Hey tubers, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at 18-inch rollers. We're actually going to look at two different systems and just give you an idea of how they work, what they look like, some of the features on them. So let's get right into our discussion. So here's a couple of 18-inch roller setups that I have. The one on the left is a dynamic and the one on the right is a Wooster product. And I'll show you some of the pros and cons of each one. Before we get into talking about the actual roller cages themselves, we'll just take a quick look at these trays. And you'll see that this grey one here is somewhat deeper. It's about an inch deeper. And this black one though has this trough set up here. And I started off with this one. It works fine. But what I find is that you do have to fill it up a little bit more regularly than the deeper unit. But when you're rolling off the excess paint, this system here seems to work a little better. There's more aggressive notches on the pan here. So it depends what's in your market area, what's available. This works okay. But this is good because it holds more paint, and usually when we're working with an 18-inch roller it's a larger type setup, so this comes in really handy. So this particular setup is the Wooster, as I mentioned, and what I like about the Wooster is it has the quick release system that the Wooster has, and you also have the regular attach, but everything else about this unit is solid. What you'll discover about the 18-inch roller cages is that they can be a little bit unstable, and they can unlock on you, and then when you have this 18-inch roller pop out, it can be really awkward. So the one main pro about the Wooster is that there's not a lot of mechanical parts, and even the setup to release the roller, it's like a friction system. It's like a peg that just goes into a hole. So this whole piece is solid, and then you would just fit in your roller on the one side and then fit it on the other, and then to lock it you just pop that in like so. And then of course your roller wheels are inside the roller and they attach to these pieces here. So the Wooster is really good, but in ways it's somewhat inflexible as well because it's rigid. Obviously there's no room for adjustment, so that's where our next model comes in. So now our next model is really neat. This is made by Dynamic, and what I like about this is I've had a few adjustable models before. But what I really like about this one is that it locks on each side of the adjustment, and it also locks on the handle. So you would screw in your extension pole, and then this would lock down and grip that. And that's important because when you're using these 18-inch units, they tend to have a little bit of weight on them when they're loaded up with paint, and they can undo themselves off of the pole. So with the Wooster you had the lock-in system. With this you have this manual lock system. So you want to look for that in whatever unit you buy. I had previously had an adjustable unit and it would undo itself all the time. It didn't have locking systems on it. This is really good. So that's what you want to look for, where it locks onto the extension pole, and then after you've adjusted for the roller, once you've got the roller on, then you can lock these in and they don't move around on you near as much. Another neat thing about this system is that the roller attachments are built into the frame, so you're less likely to lose them. So there's a couple of pluses about the unit. One thing I didn't like about this unit is I thought it would collapse to a 9.5-inch roller, but it doesn't. You can see that, but if you had different size rollers, I've never seen them in the marketplace, but if there are different size rollers, you can adjust to fit. So we can see how that would be a benefit over the Wooster even. So I just wanted to show you this last item. This used to be a full 18-inch wide roller setup, but I was bound and determined to get a system like this, a more rigid system for a 9.5-inch roller. So I adapted it. I basically just lopped off a few inches off of each end, re-drilled holes where the machine bolts went through, and just used the same hardware, same basic essential design. So now I have a system that I can use for a 9.5-inch roller. And why would I do that? Well, because of the stability, having the two supports on each end of the roller, I get the benefit of the 18-inch wide roller, and the benefits are many, and you will realize them immediately as soon as you use that system. So I wanted to apply it to a 9.5-inch roller. So now you just take the regular roller sleeve, it's a 5/8-inch nap, and then you put the attachments in each end of the sleeve, and then you put it on one side of the holder, and then you take the adjustable side and push that in, and then you just lock it up with these wing nuts. It freely rolls and it has support, and so you have your central attachment with your pole, and you're going to get good solid placement on the wall. So I'm going to be doing a video in the future at how this works, so stay tuned. Enjoyed that quick little discussion about the 18-inch roller cages and roller systems. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them. I'll try to respond either on the channel or with a Q&A. And if you would like to like the videos or subscribe, by all means you can do that, and I appreciate it. And so until next time, it's been Craig the Muskoka Painter, helping you take the pain out of painting.